Hey everybody, I'm in the Oklahoma State Route 66 Museum. It's in Clinton, Oklahoma. Unfortunately, the National Museum that's in Elk City, 25 miles away, is closed today. So I'm just going to show you this museum. I already walked through, and it kind of goes in chronological order from the beginnings of Route 66 and to the demise, from like Grapes of Wrath time to families traveling for vacation. So I'm just going to stay behind the camera so I can see what I want you guys to see. For instance, it starts here talking about the Route 66 creation, the need for paved roads, connected roads to different communities, where this is basically where it all starts. Talking about agriculture, going into open plains, moving into, I think, the Dust Bowl period in just a moment. It's a short museum, but it's very, very informative, very detailed. This I took a picture next to. This is actual size, and it's just amazing how tall these things are. These things are very tall. I'll get on the other side just so you guys can get an idea. I'm 6 foot. I don't know if you could see me, but I mean, if you can see that. But yeah, I'm 6 foot. That's pretty tall. Depiction of they talked about gas was sold like in farms and liveries and just different stores. Fuel wasn't. They didn't have the service gas stations that are commonly known today. They said the average car would make it about 70 miles because of the capacity of the tanks were that small. So they'd have to have gas stations about every 70 miles. Here it talks about the Dust Bowl. I've talked about it a few times in some of my videos. A really good documentary to watch, if you guys are really interested, is Ken Burns' Dust Bowl. You can get it on Amazon just for a couple of bucks. I got a copy of it, and it's just very captivating. It's unbelievable hearing some of these people tell their stories of life as the Dust Bowl. I went here, if you guys remember, I went to an abandoned spot in Two Guns. There are a lot of places I saw that are portrayed here. This is something that you can imagine that, oh, someone's fixing it. I didn't notice that the first time I walked around. Someone's underneath. These water bags apparently were hanging in front of the radiators. They put water in it for either drinking or putting in the radiator. And the fact it was in front of the vehicle, apparently it kept it cool. That kind of explains it right there. I have to reach over. Motorists crossing the desert relied on these portable water containers to carry extra water for overheating radiators and drinking water. So my friend Ron at work actually told me about that. But this is, oh, here we go. It talks about Steinbeck Grapes of Wrath that I've been mentioning earlier. Some portrayals of this is as it's going on. I mean, look at these camps. I would like to get a book that, just portrays Route 66. A book that basically has all these pictures. All these pictures in it, explains it. And I mean, I thought I had it hard when I blew a tire or when I overheat. Look at these people. They're living out there. That's me getting pulled over. Let me get another shot of this older truck, all loaded up. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but my imagination just runs kind of wild, just thinking about my challenges going through Death Valley, or even it's hot right now in Oklahoma. But I just, you really think they brought a mailbox with them? I don't know. Maybe they did. But just my challenges. This is interesting. It does talk about the phone's ringing.
Hello, Mom.
Robert, is that you?
Yeah, it's me.
My boy. It's good to hear your voice.
Well, we docked in New York yesterday, and I'll be on my way home soon, just as soon as I can get a bus ticket.
When do you think that'll happen?
They're playing some telephone conversation in that old phone booth. There it is. That's kind of interesting. Well, anyways, they talk about the parking meter was came into being because they needed to have people come and go. Parking became such a problem that they actually started having to put parking meters in so people wouldn't stay there. The turnover of parking spots. It talks about commerce, truckers using it very heavily used. Well, I-40 today. Talks about the use of, wow, what base is that? This is an aerial view. This is aerial view of Will Rogers Army Air Base, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Never knew of it. Talks about Route 66 involvement in World War II. And then we have another classic truck. And soldier shipping off to war. They have like all these news articles. This is kind of cool. So now we move from wars in the 40s. We're moving into the 50s era. The diners. Neon lights are coming in. The diner I ate at, I can't remember the town right now. I talked about it. It's called Crossroads Diner. It was just like this. It was an original one, just like this. Looked very much like this. And then you have some of the cafes that became popular. And this is another interesting area. So now we move from the 50s to the 60s. VW, obviously, VW buses and popular. Reminds you of Woodstock. I saw this earlier. This is pretty interesting. It shows this is a back of a station wagon with some stuff in the back as if people are traveling. Some coolers, pillow, thermos, old picnic baskets. But this is what I really find interesting. So these are actually people's home movies from the past. Looks like on Super 8, or the format that was right before Super 8. You know, the funny thing is, one of the ways I became aware of it, I think I was there today. I was there today. Yeah, I was just there today. I saw plenty of these. So I already walked through the museum, and there's some other people trying to watch stuff, so I try to be quiet and respectful. But what I was going to say is that I have some slides, and I think some Super 8s of my grandfather's of the Rose Parade in Pasadena, and it portrays it being Route 66. I wonder if they'd be interested in that. So I think I drove past that. I stopped there, rode over that, Devil's Elbow. Oh, I walked on that. That's the one that Traveler's Check and I did. Oh, and that's a Twin Arrows. That's not Two Guns. Okay. There's Twin Arrows. I'm actually going to stop by that on the way home. Oh, Fort Courage. I'm going to stop there too. I'll talk more about that. I stopped there when it was in operation. 1986, I actually stopped there on a road trip. Very interesting. Yep, I actually went there. See, right here. It was where they filmed F Troop. It's a show on TV. I did a road trip with a friend from high school with his grandmother, actually, in North Dakota, and we stopped there. This is kind of a cool photo. Look at this. Someone has it tattooed on their arm. I went here with Traveler's Check. We already saw that. I bought some stuff there. That's in Tucumcari. I saw that. Saw that. This is also TP Curios at Tucumcari. That's in Arizona. Looks like it's leading to Oatman out of Kingman. Don't remember seeing that. Oh, I filmed here. I took some shots and filmed there. So it looks a lot different than that. That's by Two Guns. I believe I rode on that, the KLR. So that's about it. I'm really kind of disappointed that I'm not going to be able to go to the museum down the road. Oh, there's my not so happy experience at Pops. That's the new one being built. Took my picture there. Drove past that today. I drove past that the other day, right outside of Cuba. I think that is Cuba. Well, that's about it. I'm heading out. I got about an hour and a half to go to Shamrock. I'll probably do a shot there and start sending some video out. Look at this. That is kind of cool. I find it cool. I don't know if you guys do, but a couple of the hotels I stayed at, they actually offer, you can buy those, the room number that you stayed in, and I got a couple. All right, everybody. Hey, I'm talking low, like I said, because there's other people trying to enjoy the museum. So I hope you enjoyed your journeys with me today. This will probably be the last video of the day until I get back to the hotel and bed down for the night. All right, remember, like, subscribe. If it's not writing, whatever that passion is, get out there and do it. It's waiting for you. All right, have a good night.